What's up, legends, and welcome back to the Big Wrist Syndicate, the only channel where wrist circumference is more important than IQ points. And today, we're talking about a watch that's built like a tank, priced like a pizza, and has lugs that refuse to move. Yeah, fixed lugs, like they literally don't move because screw your spring bars. This is the Steeldive SD1925GMT. Now, before you start screaming, is that a Tudor Pelagos impersonator? Slow your roll. It wants you to think that. And honestly, I'm not mad about it. The SD1925GMT is one of those watches that looks like it could survive a bear attack, a bar fight, and a bad date all in one day.
Nice.
All right, specs time. Because I know the nerds in the comments are already typing. We've got a 43mm case,
Perfect.
all stainless steel, fixed lugs, a flat sapphire crystal.
Perfect.
Yeah, boy. Flat like my ex-wife's ass, boy. And a water resistance of 300 meters, which is hilarious because this thing will never actually see water deeper than my shower. Inside ticking away faithfully is a Seiko NH34 GMT movement, an automatic hacking hand winding movement with a fourth hand that lets you track another time zone. So yeah, you could pretend you're timing flights between London and New York, even though you're just sitting in traffic on your way to Costco. Now let's talk about that case, because this is where things get spicy. It's got fixed lugs, meaning no spring bars, no quick release nonsense, no drama. You want to change straps? You better have a NATO or a Zulu, baby. That's it. That's the deal. And I love that. Seriously, more brands should do this. Field watches, dive watches, they were made for straps that you can trust. If you're dangling off a cliff or running from your responsibilities, you don't want your strap popping off because your 3-cent spring bar gave up on life. So yeah, fixed lugs are the move. It's going back to basics, but in a I bench press my insecurities kind of way. Now, is this thing a Tudor Pelagos homage? Look, it's definitely inspired. The bezel, the dial layout, the toolish vibe. It's like the Pelagos' more affordable, slightly less refined cousin who drinks domestic beer and thinks desk diver is an insult. But here's the thing, it works. It looks great. For under $200, you're getting a watch that's basically a love letter to the Pelagos, with a GMT hand thrown in for good measure. And honestly, I'd rather see this than yet another lazy Submariner clone. Let's talk straps for a second, because this watch forces you to care. You can't just throw a bracelet on it. You can't slap on a leather strap and call it a day. Nope. You got to go full military with a NATO or Zulu strap. And honestly, that's kind of refreshing. You get that rugged, utilitarian vibe, and it hugs your wrist like a seatbelt and feels ready for action. Even if the most action you're going to get is opening a bag of chips with your teeth. Now, to me, this is where I had to swap the straps out because I've been wearing this thing for a week or so. The stock NATO, or stock strap, it's not NATO official. So if I get this in camera, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see all this. So this is the black one, is the one that it comes with. This is an actual NATO strap of mine. So I can only, if I put it on my wrist, I can only get it to the first hole on the stock strap that it comes with. On the NATO, I can get it to the 4th or 5th one. And to me personally, I love wearing NATOs because it allows my wrist to swell throughout the day, and it doesn't bother me, it doesn't cut into my skin. So I usually put all my watches on a NATO unless it's a dress watch. But so yeah, there's the first hole on this one that I can only get it to. Here's the 4th or 5th hole. So that's what I had to do. I had to, because 8.5-inch wrist, this one had to go. So that's why in a lot of the footage you'll see I have it on this one and not the black one. And the lume, surprisingly decent. I mean, it's bright, but not too bright, but it's bright enough that when you wake up at 3 a.m. wondering if you've wasted your life, you can at least see what time it is. Now, let's be real, Steeldive isn't exactly known for restraint. They've basically taken every watch that's ever been cool and profitable and said, yeah, we'll make one of those. But sometimes that's exactly what we want. Because let's face it, not everyone's dropping $4 on a Pelagos just to scratch it against a door frame. This thing, you scratch it, you shrug. You dunk it in the pool, it laughs. You lose it, you're out like what, a weekend's worth of Starbucks? The finishing is actually solid for the price. Brushed steel everywhere, no nonsense. It looks like it was made to work, not to impress your watch snob cousin who thinks anything under $1,000 is entry level. Yeah, we get it, Greg. You like Oris. Calm down. I've been wearing this thing for a week, and here's the truth. It's comfortable, it's accurate, and it just feels cool. You know that feeling when you wear a watch and suddenly your posture improves by, what, 2%? That's this. It's not trying to be fancy, it's trying to be tough. And I'm telling you right now, more watch brands need to do the fixed lug cases. Stop giving us fragile jewelry that's afraid of water. Give us something that looks like it was forged out of regret and testosterone. The SD1925GMT nails that vibe. It's unapologetically rugged, borderline impractical, and exactly what the field watch world needs. So, final verdict? The SD1925GMT is the kind of watch you wear when you want people to know you could be an adventurer, even if the only exploring you're doing is through Reddit. It's got the looks, the specs, and that weird charm that makes you say, yeah, I kind of love this stupid thing. And honestly, for a watch that costs less than a night out, that's a win. I want to give a shout out to Cool Watches Only. That dude, he reminds me of myself, but he's got like a way cooler, sexier voice. Like he could talk himself out of any, bad situation, where me, I'm not talking out anything. If you want to run it, we can run it. As long as you ain't got, cauliflower ears and not from Wakanda, yeah, you can catch this fade. But him, very refined. So if you like cool watches, go check out Cool Watches Only. I'll drop a link in the description. So shout out to you, my boy. But y'all stay strong, stay strapped, literally, stay saucy, keep it funky, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.